Good morning, gamers. Yesterday I made a bunch of dynamite and mined a ton of sulfur, but today we're gonna be training strength. Why would I train strength? Well, I got 55 fishing at temperas yesterday, which means that I can now unlock bare-handed fishing, which will save an inventory slot at temperas. However, it needs 35 strength. So how am I going to train strength? Well, the only really efficient thing to do right now, in my opinion, would be Slayer. And to do Slayer, I want to get the natural history quiz done, and I also want to do the poor sign of interest quest. So I'm gonna go do those real quick, and then I'm gonna get a Slayer task, and that should be enough to get 35 strength. And that's the natural history quiz done. And that's poor sign of interest. I should be a decent Slayer level. Okay, let's get a task. 10 cave bugs. I guess I might do that. And I have 13 Slayer now. I look like such a fucking ironman right now. Okay, next task, cave crawlers, that's fucking garbage. Okay, next task, please give me something that isn't cave crawlers, anything. Calcite, fuck! That's almost as bad. Actually, it turns out that calcite workers don't poison you, so it's actually decent, it's actually just about fine. Calcite was actually great, and I'm almost to 34 strength. Please give me a good task. Ghosts? Well, I have to look up what those are. So apparently these are ghosts. They're in a bunch of places, but this was the easiest one to get to. And yeah, they're not gonna give me that much XP, but it's fine, we can always do another task. Ghosts was really easy. Let's see what's the next task. Monkeys. This should be the final task, I think. But it depends if we can actually kill monkeys with melee. The reason I thought that we might not be able to kill monkeys with melee was because the only spot for monkeys I remember is the spot in RD Zoo, and before you do some quest, I'm pretty sure that you can only do that spot with range or magic. But there are a bunch of monkeys in Karamcha too, which means that I will be able to kill them relatively easily over here, and hopefully not get poisoned. Yeah, the snakes are low level, they won't attack me. So yeah, I'm just gonna do the monkeys here, and that should be the strength level, hopefully. That's 35 strength. Yep. I'm still gonna finish this task though, just to have it done. And Slayer is finished for now. We got up to level 19, which is fine. We're gonna have to grind it out for like hundreds of hours anyway. Time to go learn barbarian fishing. I didn't get any footage from barbarian training because it's kinda just going through dialogue options, but I've been barehanded fishing temperas for a while now, and we're up to 25 kc. So that's halfway to 50, and we could easily finish off that task in a mass world. However, since I want the fish battle, it's just way better to do solos. So I'm gonna keep doing these solos, and hopefully I'm up to 50 soon. I wanted to make this clip because I think this is the first game that went over 8,300 points, which is the guaranteed amount for 10 permits. I'm glad I managed to get to that threshold, because otherwise the combat achievement felt kinda hollow, but now I know that I could have gotten 8,300 points. I just needed a higher fishing level, and I needed to know how to bare-handed fish. So yeah, that's nice. Since I'm pretty good at the temperas method I do now, I thought I would do a quick example kill and comment over it, so you're seeing the sped up footage right now. But yeah, the first thing I do every kill is I go get myself a rope and 5 pockets. They're going to be useful for the first phase, and the inventory space they take up isn't going to be relevant until the last phase. So the first thing I do is I catch about 7 fish, and when a double spawn happens, I catch 10 more and then I cook them all. Now when I'm running towards temperas, I put out the fires. This is not always relevant, as you'll see in this clip, because when the wave happens it already puts out the fires. However, sometimes I'm too fast for the wave to even happen, so it's better to put them out if I'm uncertain. So yeah, anyway, once I have temperas down to 4%, there are no more special attacks, so I can spend the rest of the time just fishing. Now when the storm intensity hits 80-85%, I start cooking. Now this is a matter of preference. The only thing that really matters right now is that you have 2 cooked harpoon fish. However, I prefer to cook as much as possible, just so I can move around less in the next section. So yeah, once temperas goes down, I have some more time to just fish and prepare for the next phase. And here's where I need to get 17 harpoon fish to immediately bring the next phase down to 4%. And that will mean that during the next phase, I can just fish the whole time. And this is where the kill gets really relaxing in the AFK. After this, there isn't really that much strategy to do. So what I do next is I fish up 19 harpoon fish. That will be enough to bring this phase of temperas down, and also make sure that the next phase gets to 4% immediately. Now, if you run the calculations, You only need 17 to bring temperance down to 4%, and you need 1 to bring temperance down from 4% to 0%. The reason I fish 19 harpoon fish instead of 18 is because at the end of the phase you get to deposit 1 extra fish, get the points for it, and even though it doesn't count for damage or anything, it still gets you the points, so it's just worth doing. Anyway, I attack temperance and then I go back to fishing. At that point I drop all my items because I'm going to go for 28 fish. Again, there's no mechanical reason to go for 28 fish, however, it still gives you the points, and since you're not firefighting, that's where you get the majority of your points from. So I just keep fishing, I keep cooking, and basically just chill for a while. So yeah, nothing really happens at this point in the kill. I just keep fishing, I keep cooking, and eventually I go back on the boat. Now what I do this time is I fill both of the chests, because I need both of them full if I am to beat the Temperance and Rage timer. So I fill one, then I fill the other one, and then I go to damage Temperance. So this is where I'm really gonna start killing Temperance. As you can see, the energy will recover, Temperance will go into the enrage mode, but will be brought down by the fish I've stacked up, and now I can kill Temperance, get a bunch of points, get a bunch of XP, and be done with the kill. So yeah, this is how I've been doing all of my kills. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I'm just gonna go back to grinding Temperance now. Since I did 16 kills yesterday, I think leaving it off at 32 kills for the day is probably the best place. And I'm gonna go mine some sulfur, unless I'm kinda exhausted from Temperance. Tomorrow's gonna be the last day of the grind, hopefully, depending on if I get the fish barrel or not. If I don't get the fish barrel and if I go dry, I'll have to do this for a bit more. Hopefully not like 3 times the top rate or something like that, but like, hopefully I'll get the fish barrel and I don't have to do Temperance again. Although I really wouldn't mind a longer Temperance grind because it is good fishing XP and I could use some, but still would prefer to be on rate. We just hit a milestone. We have Lovakin's favor completed just from mining sulfur. Don't make dynamite, kids. Fuck! I was going for a speed run and I got Temperance down to 1% essence. That would have been like a sub 11 minute Temperance run. Just 1%. I was just 1% off. That was like, if I had saved like a few ticks somewhere. Ah, Jesus Christ. I mean, to be fair, that speedrun wasn't really the way I usually do kills, because generally what I do is I get the buckets and the rope at the start of a kill, but I had fucked up the kill before it, so I already had the buckets and rope in my inventory. But still, that's so fucking disappointing. Whatever. There's really no reason to like try to do speedruns before you have like an infernal harpoon, because that's like where the kills really start speeding up. But yeah, I'm just kind of upset about how that turned out. I got the sub 11 just randomly, not going for it, not doing anything, I just fucking got the time. So yeah, I guess the whole dying in a speedrun was for nothing. Honestly, I'm getting way too comfortable at Temperance. I have 7 more kills to go until I'm done with the grind, hopefully. Fingers crossed for a fishing barrel. But I've started to make some really stupid mistakes just because of like how used I am to the kill, which isn't great. Like, I think Temperance is really fun, and I'm actually looking forward to coming back in the future to maybe like hunt a pet or get some fishing XP, but like that's gonna be after I get lunars and I get the fucking infernal harpoon. Like, Temperance is in this category of activities where once you know how to do them, they're not really interesting anymore, like blast mine and drift net fishing, where eventually you get to a point where you're not really rewarded for paying attention anymore, but rather you're just punished for not paying attention. And that's not really a place where I like to be. I like to do like some more interesting activities, and I like to like actually like pay attention and be rewarded for it, or just AFK, like and like the in-between type of activity. And again, I'm sure Temperance would be fun at a higher level, but right now I'm just kind of bored, so I do dumb things like, hey, it's phase 2, but I'm actually acting like it's phase 3 or something like that, right? It's not really great, and I'm just kind of excited to be out of here at this point. And this should be the 50th Temperance kill. This grind was pretty long, and that wasn't helped by how much I wiped while learning, and then how much I wiped when I got too comfortable to actually do it consistently. But now I've done every single Temperance task. If you look at the combat tasks list, and you go to bosses, Temperance, Winter Toad, both completed, and I mean they are the easiest logs to fill, but it's a start. It's a point where I can start like going forward from. But yeah, now it's time to just fish out the rewards and hopefully get the fucking fish barrel. This isn't the barrel, but I got the tackle box, which is good on its own right. And yeah, that's gonna save some bank space one day. It's not really relevant right now, but it's gonna be nice to have in the distant future. I got it. I was getting a tiny bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But we have the fish barrel now. Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Dragon harpoon! We got the fucking... how rare is that? Is that like a 1 in a 16,000? Oh my GG! Oh, I wouldn't even mind I wouldn't even mind staying at this point now that we have the harpoon. No, that's a lie. I would want the fucking I would want the infernal harpoon if I was gonna stay here. Oh my god! Oh. Okay, so it's actually a 1 in 8,000, which is the same drop rate as the pet, but I'm not really complaining. Like, having a dragon harpoon is great. Although, not to complain, because it's a very great roll. Getting a dragon harpoon isn't that difficult. Although, it will be nice to be able to use it if it ever comes up, I guess. But yeah, I'm not gonna have that many uses for it for a long time. But like, you know, better to have it than to not have it, I guess. Okay, so I should also get the Spirit Angler outfit. Like, I don't think it looks better, but it's nice to have, and it's gonna be useful if we come back here, and there's really nothing else I'm ever gonna do with these spirit flakes. I don't think there's like something you can do to get like more fish with them, but like I'm not really gonna look into it right now, and I'm just gonna get the outfit, at least for the time being. Okay, so I think I just used the like angler pieces on Kita. Okay, and now we have the full Spirit Angler outfit. I mean, it's kinda cool, it's unique. I kinda wish we didn't have to trade our regular outfit for it, because, I mean, the regular angler outfit is really a great fashionscape in my opinion. I'm not gonna commit to anything, but I might get it back in the future, just do some more fishing trawler. But like, with how dry I went and with how much I don't like the activity, that's what's gonna be in the near future. But yeah, this is how we're gonna be fishing from now on, I guess. Pretty neat. I was opening these caskets and I got an easy clue. Can we do it? I think we can. Since I'm already on Zeya for the clue, and we have full Lovakin's favor because of the sulfur mining, I might as well start setting up the minecart network, because it's going to unlock some decent transportation until we get the Syrinx talisman, which is still like a tiny bit off. And I might regret this, but I'm going to pay Miriam the 100k so I can always use the cars for free. This is for 2 reasons. First, because it's going to be convenient right now, and we also have a ton of GP, and furthermore, once we get to Chambers of Syrinx, we're going to be using these minecarts for a bit, and for that time, having the minecarts free is just gonna be convenient, so I don't ever have to worry about actually bringing my money with me. Okay, the next step should be super easy. We just go to Burthorpe, and apparently get the casket immediately in 2 steps, I think. Remember the last easy clue that took me like 5 hours to do? Oh my god, Arma page! That's the best one, I think, probably. Yeah, the Arma book is by far the best god book, especially because you have the Tome of Fire, and I'm super happy with that. 3 more pages to go, I guess. That's why you do the easy clues. And we got the Runeful Helm from a casket. Early game before we can equip the Helm of Natives Knot. That's gonna be our best helmet. And after that is gonna be a great alchable. So yeah, these caskets are pretty great. I'm appreciating the jewelry that I can use for teleporting and stuff later. Oh, another easy clue. Well, I guess I'm gonna go do that. What do I need? Oh, I don't know if I can actually do it. I'll have to look up these pieces. Yeah, we can get all of these pieces. We just have to go kill some imps, which we're gonna have to do anyway, because we have to do imp catcher eventually. So I'm just gonna teleport to Lumbridge, kill some imps, get the mine talisman, get the mine tiara, and then just be on our merry way. I got all the beads for imp catcher, so now I just need to get the tiara and take it to the mine altar. And that's a tiara. Oh my god, we need a body tiara. I made a mine tiara. Well, let's see if we can get a fucking body talisman. I've been at guards for almost 30 minutes, and we finally got the body talisman, so I can now go and make the body tiara. It was kind of a pain, but at least we got some defense training done. I opened up more of these Temperas caskets, got some more useful things. I opened up some more clue caskets, didn't really get anything notable, and now it's time to go back to sulfur. Good morning, gamers. I spent last night mining some more sulfur and making some more dynamite, But now we have to think about what we're going to do when I'm like fresh and want to do content actively now that we're done with Temperus. And the answer is, as I said before, that I want to rush to a Kingdom Divided. However, a Kingdom Divided requires some relatively difficult combat. So in order to do some combat training and get some gear, I think my next goal is going to be a Recipe for Disaster. And pretty much right after I finish a Recipe for Disaster, I'm gonna go for the Kingdom Divided quest. Now, before that, of course, I'll spend some time doing like Zaya content, but that's gonna be like more passive, and I'm gonna do that when I want to play less actively. So yeah, for now, I'm gonna start with questing, and I'm gonna start working on a Recipe for Disaster. Oh, I absolutely forgot to show the stats we ended up getting from the Temperus grind. So we got 45 strength from the barehanded fishing, we got 65 fishing, and we got 42 cooking. That's a pretty good baseline to get from a relatively early game grind. So it turns out that you can get a fruit blast from the dig site quest, and that would be a relatively easy way to get the fruit blast for a Recipe for Disaster. And since I need to do the dig site quest anyway, I'm just gonna go and do that quest right now. I remember the dig site quest taking me like 2 hours on my main or something, because I got really unlucky with like the thieving and the panning. But I got decent RNG this time, so I'm having fun with it. And I started the Recipe for Disaster quest. I'm gonna be working on this for quite some time. The first skilling goal I want to start working on is cooking, and cooking would be immensely improved if we had cooking gauntlets, which we can get by doing the family crest quest, which in turn requires a relatively high magic level. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to train Slayer and get magic levels that way. Now, if I was concerned with training magic as fast as possible, I could just grand camp like any given NPC. And I think the best NPC for that, for like general account progression, would be Moss Giants, because we're going to need a bunch of Mossy keys at some point in the future anyway. However, I don't think that's as productive as just training Slayer, because Slayer will let us unlock a ton of things in the future. To be honest, I wanted to train magic anyway just to unlock teleports, so having an excuse to actually do it is pretty great, and I'm really looking forward to just getting higher magic levels so I can actually start using teleportation. Oh, loop of a key. We need that one. First little milestone, but we're now 35 magic. And that means that instead of using Fire Strike, we can use Fire Bolt now, which should drastically increase our XP rates. So I spent my entire cash stack on Chaos Runes, and that got us about 6 hours of training. So that was pretty nice, and we got some really great XP rates, and we unlocked a bunch of teleport spells, which was great. However, now we're at a crossroads. We can either keep going with Chaos Runes, which will require us to make money, which will require doing thieving or agility pyramid or something like that. Or we could just switch back to mind runes, accept the 50% less damage, I think. Well, depending on what perspective you're coming from. The chaos runes are a 50% increase, but the mind runes are whatever, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, we can switch back to mind runes, and we can just finish the final few levels we need with that. So yeah, I'm just gonna switch back to mind runes and get to 56 magic. Once we get to 56, we can boost to 59, which means that we can do Family Crest, although we still have the crafting requirement to go. But yeah, I'm gonna keep training Slayer, I'm gonna keep training Magic. We're up to 36 Slayer, which again is some really great progress to be making when I need to train Magic anyway. But yeah, before that aside, I'm just gonna keep going, I'm just gonna keep training and killing these ogres right now, because that's our current task. I finally got a Moss Giant task, which is going to be great for Mossy keys. However, it's too late for me to do Slayer. I'm just gonna cut some gems I have in my bank right now, see how far that gets me, because I also need to train crafting. And then after that, I think I'm gonna go back to Sulfur. I cut all the gems I could, and I got to 38 crafting. However, I now have a bunch of XP banked with these cut gems, and I'm gonna make some necklaces and rings, and those should get me to 40 crafting relatively easily. I made a bunch of jewelry, and now we're level 40 crafting. So that's that requirement for Family Crest done. We also have some decent amount of money banked, so if we go to this barbarian village, there's a helmet shop, and we should be able to sell these steel full helms here. Now, of course, we're gonna have to hop some worlds, so that's gonna be a bit of a pain, but we should be getting a really decent amount of money for those. The next order of business is going into the wilderness. Oh fuck, not in my graceful. But yeah, we could also go to the Mount Caroom shop to sell these warhammers, but that's so much further out of our way than the wilderness is, and I don't really mind going into the wilderness if I'm not like risking anything significant, so I should get some decent money for those too. Let's just completely ignore the fact that I died. So I'm back here again. It's the Bandit encampment. It has the Bandit duty free store. This is basically the best place to just sell like random steel items to, because it buys them at like 60% of the high alc price, and it's really worth going to if you just have like random steel items, I guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna sell them here and then go back and hopefully not die this time. So I know that I said that I was going to go back to sulfur once all the distractions were taken care of. However, I wanna start working on agility because only having half of the outfit is kinda starting to bother me, and I want to just get the marks of grace. So I'm here at Sears Village. I absolutely hate this course. I'm just gonna run a few laps before I go to sleep, and hopefully get like another piece or two maybe. Who knows? Having all the muscle memory for Sears Village is super weird, because I'm way better at the game now. Like I can identify ticks and stuff really easily. And I don't miss this place, but like being able to do it so automatically in a way that I was never able to before is giving me a whole new perspective on it. Like I still wouldn't say it's fun, but it's like tolerable, I guess. It's super weird to describe. I'm about to go to sleep, so I thought I would cash in my marks of grace. Turns out I already had enough for like one graceful piece already, but I'm getting more doesn't hurt. So yeah, I'm gonna go get the graceful cape because I think that will be the most useful for most situations, at least at this point. So yeah, that's graceful. Pretty nice. So I woke up, I came back to Moss Giants, and now I'm out of air runes, and almost out of mind runes too. However, what happened in the meantime is I hit 55 magic, and that means I can now high alch, and since I have some excessive rune items in my bank, I can just high alch them away and then see if I can enchant some things, and that should hopefully get me to the 56 magic goal, because I don't really have that much XP to go. So I high alched 2 rune plate legs and 2 rune med helms, and I got almost 100,000 coins. So I have 20 cosmic runes in my bank, but that's not really gonna be enough for how much enchanting I want to do. So I'm just gonna go into the wilderness, buy some more cosmic runes, and hopefully that should get us to 56 magic. So I bought 100 cosmic runes, and we're gonna just enchant a bunch of these emerald rings and a bunch of these sapphire necklaces. I think I have ruby necklaces somewhere too, but I can't really enchant them yet because I haven't done the activity you need to unlock the Tixite teleport. However, I'm just gonna keep enchanting these rings and necklaces and stuff and hopefully get 56. And that's 56 magic. I don't know if I'm ever actually going to use this many rings of dueling and this many games necklaces. However, having them absolutely does not hurt, because there are always going to be some methods where they're useful, and in the early game they're absolutely vital to have, so I'm really glad I have this amount of both. So I'm here in the Hosidius kitchen, and I got reminded that I don't have the 100% Hosidius favor that's required to use this clay oven. However, I can simply do the Depths of Despair quest, and then I have 100% favor, so that should be relatively simple, and I'm just gonna go and send it. Did the quest, we have the certificate now, that should be 100% Hosidius favor, so I'm just gonna go cook my shrimp and get some cooking levels, and have a good time. We actually don't have that many shrimp, but we have a ton of anchovies, so I think I'm gonna get most of my XP cooking anchovies, because I shouldn't really be able to burn them. I finished Family Crest, but I managed to fuck up, and I don't have enough money to actually imbue the steel gauntlets, so I need to figure out a way to get like 10k. It shouldn't be that hard, but I just kinda have to do it. I now realize I never explained why I wanted to start working on cooking first. Well, it's kinda the highest skill requirement for Recipe for Disaster, so it just makes sense to work on it. But furthermore, Temperus and Wintertoad dropped a bunch of raw fish, so I have hundreds of thousands of XP banked, and if they don't get me to 70, they'll get me to relatively close to 70, so it just made sense to start working on cooking before doing anything else. Honestly, I really need to start working on farming, but I have absolutely no clue how to train that skill on an ironman. Like, it shouldn't be that hard, like I can't imagine it being like impossible or whatever. I just have absolutely no clue how to route it and how to use the million seeds I have, because half of them I haven't ever seen before. It's all very overwhelming, in all honesty. But I guess it is how it is, and I should just fucking do it at some point. So generally when I record clips I do like 10 takes, but I swear to fucking god I have done like 20 takes on this fucking outro. So I think this is going to be the last take. I'm just gonna do the outro here. So yeah, I checked the banked XP plugin, and it says that we're going to get about 70 cooking with the fish we have banked. and maybe we might miss it by a hair because of the burn rates. However, if we do, we can do mess hall, or we can just fish more and we can cook the fish we catch, and at that point we should be able to like get the fucking level, so that shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, in the future, what are we going to do with this account? Now, of course, there's a recipe for disaster and a kingdom divided goals. They're kind of like mutually reinforcing, because we need the combat stats for the kingdom divided quest, and doing recipe for disaster will actually let us get the combat stats. However, what I want to talk about more is the general account progression I want to get like combat wise, because once we get the recipe for disaster and the kingdom divided done, we're not really done with combat, because we have like the next tier of like account progression left, which is just PVM. So generally an ironman at this point in the game would mostly focus on Slayer, and that's also what I'm going to do in the immediate future. However, once we hit these stats, which is 65 attack, 65 strength, so we can do the warrior skill, get the dragon defender, then 60 defense, and 61 ranged, 43 prayer, and 66 magic, I'm going to start the first wave of bossing, or whatever you want to call it, which is going to be Serachnis, Barrows, and Chad. So those are going to be like the immediate short-term PVM goals I have in this account. Now I know that I'm not quite ready for PVM yet, and I have to do a bunch of Slayer, so my immediate Slayer goal is 58 Slayer, which will get us a black mask, which is going to be useful for Slayer like forever. So yeah, those are basically the account goals I have, and once I get this Arachnis, I want to get the Cudgel, I obviously want to get the Fire Cape from Chad, and from Barrows I want to get pretty much everything that isn't Thorax. So that's going to be like my account goals. Of course they're like more specific, and I'll go more in depth about them like once we get nearer to the stage where we can enter PVM. However, that might come up sooner than I thought, and it depends on like how I decide to play the game, because I might really not want to do that much questing, and that will mean that we can't get the big questing goals done like anytime soon. So yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking about right now, and this is going to be the episode. Hope to see you again next week.